Today I want to begin a series on what I have called the 10-star life. Many of you watching me would know that hotels all over the world are rated by the stars. Either it's starting from 1-star, 2-star, 3-star, 4-star, 5-star hotels, and you have at least one 7-star hotel in the world. And so when we go to hotels, we rate those hotels by the level of comfort. But do you know that your life can actually appreciate better than 7 stars? I'm going to be sharing over a period of time with you 10 strong principles, each of which I have called a star, that actually constitute the 10-star life. Success is not accidental. It has footprints. When we talk about living intentionally, what we're looking at is about helping you to design the roadmap of your life, recognizing the fact that your life is not an accident. Your life is, you are here by a divine design. God wanted you here, and that's why you are here. You were not created just to occupy space. So how can you live that life and make it very meaningful? Success, as I said, is predicated on some principles that are just, you just cannot violate them and expect to go scot-free. Now, the very first star in our study of the 10-star life would be what I have called meaning. Meaning. And by meaning, I'm talking about a reason to live for and a vision to live by. A reason to live for and a vision to live by. That is the coding, as it were, the encoding of the why of your life. Everything in creation has a purpose. When God created everything in Genesis chapter 1, He accorded purpose to everyone. That is the why of the existence of that particular thing. When He created the sun, He said it was going to be the lights that will rule the day. And when He created the moon and the stars, He made them the lesser lights that will rule the night. Everything in creation has a purpose. So you must understand that your life also finds its meaning in the reason for your existence. And one thing about purpose is this: you cannot really discover it or fulfill it without a strong connection with the one who put it there. And that factor I call the source. And of course, the source here is God. If you believe that God made you, that you were created by God, that you are an idea that originated from the mind or in and from the mind of God, then you will understand that everything about purpose is always traceable to the manufacturer. When you buy a camera or any appliance, a computer, there's always a reason for it. A phone, any gadget whatsoever, has something that links it to its manufacturer. That's why it comes with a manufacturer's manual. Now, the thing about purpose is this: you don't choose your purpose. Your purpose chose you. An elephant never chose to be big. I'm sure that probably if anybody asks the opinion of an elephant on what its size should be, it probably would not have wanted to be as embarrassingly big as it sometimes gets. So, the size of the elephant chose the elephant. A lion doesn't choose that it is going to roar. Roaring chose the lion. That's what makes it a lion. A lion is not a lion if it cannot roar. And you must understand that fishes also didn't choose to swim. Swimming chose the fish because of its ecological environment and the place for which it was created to live. There's only one way to survive and to thrive there. If you must be in the sea, you must know how to swim. So I've never seen a fish taking swimming lessons. I have never seen a bird, no matter how small, trying to go to school to learn how to fly. When a bird begins to grow, as it is growing, the wing, the feathers also begin to grow. And as they grow, a time and a moment comes in the life of that bird. A time and a moment when it knows that it is time to take off and fly. You need to ask yourself, why do I do the things I do? Why do I talk the way I talk? Why do I think the way I think? Why do I relate with people the way I relate with them? Now, the answer that you are able to find in asking those questions will give you an indication of the meaning of your life. You cannot really understand your meaning until you begin to ask some very salient questions. You must know why you are here. You must know that you were not just created to occupy space. And until you find your meaning, life actually makes no sense. You can do all the activities in this world. Solomon, the wonderful wise man that we know was the wisest man that ever lived in his time, the Bible tells us he tried wine, he tried women. He had, at a point, the records show that he had 1,000 of them, 300 of them being his wives, and 700 of them being his concubines. Don't ask me how he was able to manage that. But the critical issue is, he was in search of something. He was in the pursuit of something bigger than himself. So he tried wine, he tried power, he went into wisdom. He also accumulated a lot of wealth. I mean, the Bible tells us that in the time of Solomon, nobody reckoned with silver in Israel. It said it was like the sand on the floor. I mean, it was just like dirt in Israel. That was how wealthy Solomon was. And yet, at the end of it all, in the midst of it all, rather, he said, all of this is vanity. He was still searching for that intrinsic thing that made the meaning of life. And when he was able to put his finger on it, he quoted it as saying that it is the fear of God. He called it the conclusion of the whole matter. Your life is an endowment from God to a generation. It's an investment of your maker to planet Earth. It is valuable, and you have to put that value on it. It defines your task, or what I call your dispensation. Paul the Apostle said there's a dispensation of the gospel committed to me for you. Everybody comes into this world to play a part. You cannot be the entire, you cannot be the star actor, you cannot be the director, you cannot be the other players. Everything comes into a concert, and there's a part for you to play. You are part of this big orchestra called the universe. So your dispensation, or what you call your assignment. And then there is an understanding of the fact that your life is also a test from God. God has sent you here to, literally speaking, pass an exam. Oh yes, pass an exam. You're supposed to undergo certain experiences that will show whether you have actually mastered the essence of your life or not. And finally, your life is a trust from God. God has invested certain things in you and is trusting you to release those things to your generation. When you find the meaning of your life, you will also be able to locate your value system. The thing that actually makes you do what you do. You will know, you will understand the value of integrity, the value of hard work, the values of discipline, and so many other things that you will cultivate when you can see yourself from the perspective of your maker by following the manufacturer's instructions. Everything that you see that is on the face of the earth comes from a manufacturer. When the manufacturer made that thing was also made with an instruction manual, that if you follow the instructions in the manual, you will never, ever make a mistake operating the equipment. Your life has a meaning. Have you found it yet?